It's no fun to tell the truth sometimes because the ramifications are so great.
And we get rid of the expendable containers. That was my job.
Expendable containers meaning human beings?
That's right.
Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you.
I mean, it went from there to useless eaters today, so you're happy with it. You're a human resource.
Somebody said, well, they're coming for my stuff. I said, no, they're coming for your life. And that's what people can't focus because of normalcy bias. And normalcy bias simply means this: the human brain cannot entertain such drastic interruption of that which they feel they're in control of in their own life.
On September the 11th, enemies of freedom committed an act of war against our country.
Did anarchists set up East Germany, killing 100,000, build a wall which divided families, and set up what was at the time the most sophisticated surveillance state in world history with the Stasi?
They're closing in every day right now, just closing in to make it so we're going to be set up in these enemy prisoner war camps.
I don't want to be a slave.
And they're building them all the way across the United States right now.
In your government school, they always told you of the wonders done in your name by your own government. In the government-controlled media, they shower praise on politicians and cover their every move like celebrities and heroes.
David Crowley, the director of Gray State, a movie about the New World Order and the occult mind state of the elites, was found dead in his home along with his wife and young daughter.
One of the main things that's happened since Hurricane Harvey...
They took us out of there. They put us in here. They had one bathroom for everybody.
How many people?
It's got to be well over 1,000 people in
with
there.
One bathroom.
One restroom for each.
A lot of people have been putting out information showing that people have been getting rounded up and shipped away, literally.
Who's organizing this? FEMA and Red Cross? This is Red Cross.
This is Red Cross.
A lot of people have been putting out videos showing that the Red Cross is doing absolutely nothing.
This morning they had applesauce and they had Jell-O. And when I asked, I said, well, what are you going to, this is like a pre-breakfast or what? They said, no, we were waiting for the hot breakfast to come, and it didn't show up.
They're just profiting off this weather warfare storm that was conjured up.
For those of you who don't believe that water vapor generators are not used to modify the weather, don't know what to tell you.
And then parked over Texas.
The only thing predictable about the storm is that it's unpredictable.
David Crowley wrote and directed Gray State, an unfinished movie about the militarization of police.
I published a book. It's called Chaos in America.
The imposition of martial law.
I was asked to build an enemy prisoner of war camp. I put the contract in this book, so you can read it for yourself. This is in downtown Las Vegas, right on the railroad tracks.
The shooting in Vegas, underneath the ginormous pyramid.
And the occult mind state behind it all. High-tech surveillance, RFID chips, and...
Give me your arm. What is that? Your tracker.
This company says it's about to become the first in the U.S. to offer microchip implants to its employees.
Give me your arm. Give me your arm.
They're about to do this to more than 50 of their employees.
It's the next thing that's inevitably going to happen, and we want to be a part of it.
Transaction
And he was probably getting a little too close for comfort to the establishment who are responsible for what is truly going on in the world.
The all-seeing eye. This may be a distraction to get people looking away from all the people that find themselves homeless in FEMA's custody right now.
So we are recommending in the strongest terms that if you live in those low-lying areas that you get out, and you begin to get out now.
They didn't have a shelter. It was set up before the release of this water for the people in these neighborhoods that they were going to flood, and knowingly going to flood the neighborhood.
Because as conspiratorial as it seems, a lot of people disappeared during Katrina.
Again, this is on a voluntary basis, and I'll be very honest with you. We could mandate it.
The reason they want to control the weather is so they can do things like this. They can weed out the people they don't want.
Did anarchists drop the nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing nearly 300,000?
For those of you who don't believe that nuclear power plants are not being used to modify the weather, don't know what to tell you.
Is it anarchists who today have the world closer to the brink of all-out, human life-ending nuclear war than ever before in human history?
Well, because the plan is the northern hemisphere is where they're going to release the nuclear bombs, and the theory was that the winds from the North Pole that are coming down, because that's increasing drastically, will go to the equator, and there will be very little spillover because of the reverse of the winds, because of the southern hemisphere.
Weather management using space-based power system. Here's another method for modifying the weather.
In all the chaos, people end up missing, and then while people are looking into this and trying to find out what's really going on, bam, the biggest shooting in United States history. You know what I'm saying?
You believe?
Oh, they think so. Oh, yeah, they think they've won. That's the reason why they don't bother about me talking about it. They don't care whether you know or not. What are you going to do about it?
They are sent back to their homes or sent to hide in countries around the world to plot evil.
Did anarchists kill millions of Vietnamese in the Vietnam War?
They only care about bringing in Lucifer.
And destruction.
This is good old Albert Pike, a picture of him, one of the Grand Masters of the Illuminati. This is the purpose. After Islam is used for its purpose, it will be done away with to make way for the religious system of pure Luciferianism.
Did they implement trade sanctions that killed perhaps 500,000 Iraqi children?
War. Terrible war.
Americans have known wars.
Did anarchists commit the genocide of tens of millions of American Indians? Did anarchists cause the death of more than 500,000 Americans in the U.S. Civil War?
But for the past 136 years, they have been wars on foreign soil.
Did they commit the Oklahoma City bombing or 9/11?
The terrorist directive commands them to kill Christians and Jews.
Did anarchists kill Jesus?
To kill all Americans.
Reduce the population of the planet down to 500 million, have one world currency.
And make no distinctions among military and civilians.
Widows, orphans, a motherless child.
Including women and children.
Brother turned on brother until nothing remained.
Homeland Security, or FEMA if you want to call it.
This was the uprising that rocked our land.
They're going to declare an emergency.
What did FEMA tell you?
Okay, so when I first had the damages and everything done, they opened the reservoir, and that is what flooded my neighborhood.
Did anarchists weaponize the bubonic plague and kill half of Europe?
Many, many means available to these incredibly sick people.
Were the anarchists involved in World War I and World War II that killed nearly 100 million people?
The real problem that they have, as Kissinger says, is there are just too many people on the planet. Bush signed an executive order taking the old forts and the army places that we shut down to get those organized to hold the so-called dissidents. Now, what's the definition of a dissident?
13 districts rebelled against the country that fed them, loved them, protected them.
It will not end until every terrorist group of global reach.
Did anarchists invade Iraq, resulting in the death of 1 million Iraqis?
Has been found, stopped, and defeated.
Did anarchists lead the Cultural Revolution in China, which killed 30 million?
You're going to shut down everything. And the problem is that we're going to enslave ourselves because most of the people want to keep having food coming in, and you're going to follow the line. You're just walking yourself into your own prison camp.
Did anarchists lock up Japanese Americans in internment camps during World War II?
Then we're going to come down to the extermination, just like World War II.
Did anarchists operate the European concentration camps, which killed millions?
And then came the peace, hard fought, sorely won. A people rose up from the ashes. And a new era was born.
A world where freedom itself is under attack.
The Colosseum.
They just want a good show. That's all they want.
There's 24 of us, Cal. Only one comes out.
EO 13603 gives Obama the power over all commodities and products capable of being ingested by human beings and animals.
Just keep wishing that I could think of a way to show them that they don't own me. If I'm gonna die, I want to still be me.
Spectacular slaughterhouse.
We could do it, you know. Take off, live in the woods.
They'd catch us.
Well, maybe not.
We wouldn't make it 5 miles.
All forms of energy, all forms of civil transportation, all usable water from all sources, health resources, forces, labor such as military conscription, and federal officials can use regulations to prioritize and allocate resources.
But freedom has a cost, and the traitors were defeated.
It celebrated military power.
Never has such a civilized culture poured so much of its wealth into engineering spectacles of death. Gladiators fighting to the death. Mass crucifixions. Exotic animals unleashed on unsuspecting victims. For the entertainment of its people.
Just want a good show, it's fine.
The Jesuits are behind most conspiracies, and
We swore as a nation we would never know this treason again.
It was a carefully engineered entertainment complex.
Our enemy is a radical network of terrorists and every government that supports them.
I can show you a little close-up of this apron. Can you see what is there?
More than 200 million people were killed by their own government in the 20th century, not even including all the wars.
I guess a little exposure of the Gmail logo. We know what Google's about already, but you can see here the Masonic apron with the all-seeing eye. You've got the compass and the square.
Why do we have a winner? I mean, if we just wanted to intimidate the districts, why not round up 24 of them at random and execute them all at once?
Were anarchists responsible for the deaths during the French Revolution's reign of terror, which guillotined more than 40,000 people?
There's a code right in the Obamacare program that actually talks about execution by guillotine.
Be a lot faster.
Almost all human suffering in modern history has come from the belief in authority.
Designed to reinforce Roman world order.
Is anarchy dangerous? There has, in fact, in modern history, never been a sustained period of time of anarchy.
Hope. It is the only thing stronger than fear.
That was instrumental in creating and maintaining the empire.
When something bad happens somewhere, they often say it was caused by anarchy. Is that really the case?
And so it was decreed that each year the various districts of Pan would offer up in tribute one young man and woman to fight to the death.
Over 4 centuries, the Colosseum was witness to an estimated 1 million human deaths.
It's never really even been tried. Why hasn't it been tried?
This is how we remember our past.
Because those that want to be in power over you ensure that you are scared to death of self-ownership.
This is how we safeguard our future.
I just love that.
Are you scared to own yourself?
And I'm in love with being queen.